Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on this 1988 Jeep Wrangler, but really that doesn't matter because what we're interested in is down here at the tire. So I just got some new tires put on this, and of course, being the idiot that I am, I didn't take a look at these. You can see here that this valve stem is pretty cracked. It's in pretty bad shape. Not a surprise, the tires that were on here were 20 years old, and if I had thought about it, I probably should have swapped those because those are probably at least 20 years old too. Normally, you just take this thing off, take it into a tire shop, they break the bead, remove this, and put a new one in. But because I don't like doing things the easy way, we're going to try to swap that out ourselves here in the driveway. So we're going to try this tool out. There are different brands and things like that. This one I think is probably about 30 bucks. I'll put a link, down in the description to this specific one, but generally speaking, I wanted to just try this out. I've seen some reviews that say they're terrible, some that it went really quick and easy. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I've never used one before, so you and I are going to go on to this discovery ourselves. Did come with some white gloves, so you can throw those away. We've got some new valves here. This is a tool for inserting it. I'll show you that here in a bit. And then we've got this hook tool for the removal, and then this is the insertion tool. This one is actually pretty heavy duty, pretty beefy, which is a good thing because we're going to be trying to pull that valve stem out with it, but it's also fairly thick, so I'm not certain it'll go in the hole. Those are the two concerns I have. So you're going to need this tool and definitely some lubrication. The first thing we need to do is we need to let all of the air out of this tire. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm just going to use the tool that came with it here. This allows us to pull the core out of that. So this end here can pull the core out of this valve stem. Just put it in there. Throw it on the ground once. And you can hear it already, letting some air out. Now that all the air is out, we've got to take this hook and slide it in the hole, basically where this valve stem is. I'm going to use a little bit of lubricant just to help myself. And then we want to push this in and then rotate it so that it hooks the back side of this. If you take a look at what these look like, this is where it comes through the wheel. So this big bulbous part is inside the wheel. And we're trying to go in beside it, rotate, and then hook it like that so that we can pull it out. Well, no going back now. Well, I can say already that it's a pain in the ass to getting that in. If we take a look at the size here, I am unconvinced that this will go through that hole. Well, we'll try it a little bit more. I'm going to squeeze this down a little bit. See if we can make it a little narrower. Give it a little bit of lube on this. Well, that worked. As I suspected, it just pushed that rubber piece all the way in. So it's now inside the tire. I'm not overly concerned about it. It's not like it's got a lot of weight that's going to unbalance things. But now it's actually inside the wheel and doesn't want to come back out. Because I should have squeezed it even further. So even this is still a little bit too wide. So you might have to take a grinder or something and bevel that. We've got it out. I'll get you in there so you can take a look at what it is, and then we'll take a look at how we replace it. So you can see that's what we have. And this has to go in there. which ought to be interesting. This might be easier with a steel wheel. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter because this isn't a steel wheel and this is the one I need to replace. The next thing is we're supposed to take this little funnel thing and then the valve, take the cap off, take the valve stem and you're going to put it in here like that, and we're going to push it down in, and this should constrict it enough to go through that hole in theory. So this goes right here. Gonna lubricate this well, lubricate the inside of this, and then this tool is what you're supposed to use here, so we can screw this in here like that, and then we can put the handle on here like that. And again, lubricate this, lubricate the inside of this. This will go in here, that'll go there, and then I'm actually going to use probably a hammer or a mallet and hit right here to drive that in. I'm going to start with a smaller dead blow. I'm trying not to break anything. Definitely lubricate this really liberally. Alright, didn't go the first try, but we have a general idea how it works. What happened was this came off of the wheel, so we'll try it again. Again, I'm going to lubricate it. Okay, so that went in real easily. Now it's still threaded onto that valve stem, so we're going to pull it back, just like that. And then unscrew this. Not gonna lie, that went way easier than I was expecting. So you can see that valve stem is pulled back where it's supposed to be. Let's get some air on it and see what happens. And there we go, it's replaced. You know, the reality is that tool, I was a little skeptical, but it worked quite well. It was a little bit hard to, you know, get the hook in there, but this was my first time using it, so probably with a few uses it'll come to me. Overall, I'd say it's a great tool. Something to definitely keep in your toolbox if you do a lot of DIY stuff and, you know, you're allergic to taking things to a shop like I am. Just one last quick note. I had said that the old tires were 20 years old. They were actually just about 21 years old. And the question is, how do I know that? Tires are all marked with the date of manufacture. I'll show you where that is and how you decode that. So look for an oval on the sidewall. You can see this one here says 1722. That means it was made in the 17th week of the 22nd year. So made in 2022, 17th week. There are 52 weeks in a year. That's probably about a third. So I guess that was probably made in like March or April. You could figure it out by looking it up online if you really care. But it was made in really about the first third of 2022. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.